And we are live with another episode of the Keeg Talks. It's that show brought to you by the Keeg, where we talk about a different geek topic every geek week. Today, we are talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th reunion special, Once and Always. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera. And if you're watching this live, you can see who our guests are. And you're watching this, obviously, twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show. Or if you're listening to the podcast, you can't tell who the guests are. So I should probably introduce them, right? I feel like, okay, cool. If you're listening to the podcast and you can't see who the guests are, I'm going to say to my right, we got that geek called Mo, aka Mo. Mo, how's it going?
I'm pretty good.
It's been so long that I've been a fan of you and your content, and I finally got you on a Keeg episode.
You've had me once before.
Was it on Instagram Live?
Yes, it was before you had your split.
Okay, so don't tell the Instagram Live people, but that is like my half show. It's like, is it a full show? Is it a full podcast? Kinda, but not really. You know, it's introductory. So welcome to the big time.
Oh, joy.
I'm glad to have you on. So thanks so much for being here to talk about Power Rangers.
Yeah, I know. We've been trying to set up me coming on for a long time now.
Yeah, I gotcha. We'll have to wait for the Power Rangers 60th reunion special to get you back on. So
yeah, next
that's fair.
time.
Yeah, that's next time. And then we also got, because in this little grid, so to speak, this morphing grid, perhaps one would say, if you're watching the live stream, you can see the grid. Right underneath, we got Shay, aka a spoonful of Shay. Shay, how's it going?
Hey, I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, it's your first time too.
It is.
Okay, so we got a lot of hazing to do. That's really what it is.
Okay.
I'm just joking. We don't haze. We don't haze, right? Right, Justin? Do we haze?
So I got snot poured on me for what then? If we don't haze,
Real human snot.
true story.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Never joined a sorority.
Yeah. I mean,
My
No
parents
comment.
said no to peer pressure.
What'd you say, Mel?
My parents told me not to give in to peer pressure.
Good. If somebody tries to pour snot on you, you say no. My parents say no. And then hopefully that works. But yes, I didn't join a frat because I'm not getting hazed. Why am I paying money to get...
Not every frat hazes.
Were you in a frat, Justin?
Yes, I was in a frat. What do I look like to you? Of course, I
Not
was in
a
a
guy
fraternity.
not in a frat? I don't know.
Yeah, I did a lot of Greek life stuff. Not every fraternity hazes. Some do,
Okay.
but not all.
Okay, cool. The best thing about Greek life is that Mediterranean salad, am I right?
And I'm out. I'm done. I quit. This
We're
is my
here-
last straw.
Okay, we're here to talk about Power Rangers. We'll push forward, you know? On Netflix right now, for anyone who hasn't watched it, right now is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th reunion special, Once and Always.
Where's my intro?
Oh, we also got Justin Jordan, aka Freddy's roommate. It's
Some
not Freddy.
people-
It's not
some
Freddy. It's Justin.
people. You know what? Dimithri asked me to come on this show because I played Putty number 8 in season 5, episode 9 of Power Rangers.
It's true.
But
Oh, I didn't realize we had a real celebrity here.
yeah, I played
In
Putty
my
number
mind, it's
8.
just like season 5 would have been Zio. Ain't no putties around there.
Shush.
The flashback sequence.
My
Fine.
bad.
That reminds me of when I was at a party and I was messing with people and I said I was in an episode of Degrassi, and then the person was like, "Oh, but I've seen all the episodes. Which episode were you in?" And I had to be like, "It was the web series that they did on Noggin."
Wait, is this true?
No, I was not. I wasn't. No, it was made up. That's made up.
Oh, what the hell? I love Degrassi.
I know.
No, I love Degrassi, but it was kind of a web series. It was like those little mini shorts they used to do. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of remember.
Yeah. I was in those. No, I was not. I'm just joking. Anyway, moving on to Power Rangers, which was kind of like Degrassi before Degrassi, if you think about it. Teenagers with attitude. How did everybody get into Power Rangers? Because it came out in 1993, and some of us were not old enough, and some of us
I was
were
not
old enough.
born yet.
I will not say who here was born during that time, but I will die with that secret. How did you guys get into Power Rangers?
Okay, so I'll go first real quick.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie, and still to this day, that movie is so elite. Can't nobody like convince me otherwise. That movie is not elite, and it still holds up. Like just in the in cinema, it holds up. But I remember watching it, being like watching Aisha with her braids was like, this person looks like me. Never before have I seen a superhero ish who looked like me in that way. And I was like, oh, this is a series. And then I think I just like hopped on watching the reruns they used to play like on ABC Family when they did like the reruns and everything. And that's how I just fell in love with it.
That's a good start. I have so many thoughts about the original Power Rangers movie, but we'll move on to other people's things.
No, explain yourself.
Well,
I know, right? You
I
can't
love
just.
it.
What are your
Say
thoughts?
it with your chest.
I
Dimithri.
loved it at the time, but when I look back on it, when I've rewatched it again, and I'm like,
It's a god tier movie.
yeah, let's say that it's a god tier movie. We won't say which god. It could be Zeus, or it could
Dimithri,
be.
are you a hater?
Yeah, it seems like this. I'm sorry. Why are you hating?
A hater.
It is a cinematic masterpiece.
It's a cinematic masterpiece. I'm gonna go with that. Yes, thank you, Mo. Mo, how did you get into Power Rangers?
I have older siblings, and when you have older siblings, they control the TV because you cannot fight them for the remote. And so I was forced to watch Power Rangers and ended up actually really enjoying it. And by the time they grew out of it, oh, that's kid stuff. I'm like, nah, I still kind of dig this. So I kept watching it.
I'm the oldest in my siblings. It's just me and my sister. So I wish that like I could have gotten my sister into Power Rangers, but she was more of like a Olsen twins person. So not that you can't be both, but you know.
That was do a season like that, please. We need to talk about the Olsen era. That was an era of everything.
It was a phenomenon. That is, the 90s were wild. They gave so much power to two 10-year-olds. And then they became billionaires. So, you know.
Good for them.
Good for them, you know? And then once they hit 18, they were like, peace out. We're living our own life now.
Exactly. If I had that type of money, I'd be out at 18. I wouldn't work for the rest of my life. Who wants to work?
I mean, granted, now they just work in fashion. So they kind of just did it like, we're just going to relax. We're going to kind of keep out of the public eye until Fashion Week, and you won't see us.
Yeah, we're just going to marry old French guys. You know, that's our thing now. I think. Anyway, I used to like the Olsen twins. That's neither here nor there. Other than that, but that's cool that Mo, that you got shown Power Rangers after the fact, because I feel like a lot of shows in the 90s lived on reruns, right? Like syndication.
Yeah, well, I was born in 95, so like I was prime time when like the first movie came out. So by the time I was old enough to like comprehend it, it was already 2000. We were way past the original team. But I was still watching, and I was like, let me go watch all these reruns. Let me get the story, the lore.
Yeah. There's so many little things about Power Rangers you don't notice until like later. Like Tommy and like Kimberly only like kiss like twice. 2.5 times, somebody says.
Yeah, and then they had to have the cooties law.
What'd you say?
Wait, where does the half come from?
Sorry, there's two. Wait, what was Mosaic?
After those 2 kisses, they initiated like the cooties law, to where like there's no kissing afterwards.
Oh, the cooties law. I think I saw that on a TikTok. Yeah. The half is a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was gonna say, wait. Oh, that is true. Wait, I thought they put that back in for ninjas still. I could have sworn
Yeah, I think Dino Charge had the kiss cheeks. But like for the longest time, there was no like lip contact. They're like, we can't have kissing in a kid show.
Which is like, then what is Disney doing?
Yeah,
If that's the argument they trying to use.
I
I have
mean,
no idea. It was so
it's
weird.
it's like when I was a kid and watching Aladdin in school, and all the little kids would be like, oh, gross, when like the two characters kiss, like, you know, I mean those animated characters kiss. Why can't Tommy and Kimberly? I don't know.
They
I mean,
did.
they had her in
They're my
short shorts
favorite
and
parts.
crop tops, so
Yeah. Shay, what did you say? You said
Oh, their kids like I'm a big Tommy and Kim supporter. Like I am a stan of that. Like I'm sorry, I grew up wanting a Tommy. I grew up wanting somebody to call me beautiful so I can call them handsome. I don't care. That was a goal in like my mind growing
Yeah.
up. Like that's what I want.
I didn't look
that's a
for
tidbit. I wanted a Kimberly.
I didn't
I was
look
thinking-
at Power Rangers for the love stories. Though one of my first crushes was Kimberly. I wasn't like, who's gonna get together. Justin, you're shaking your head. I don't know, you got many thoughts. How did you get into Power Rangers?
Okay, so if we're revealing our ages now, I guess I was
I mean,
born
we're not,
I didn't reveal
we are.
anything. What are you talking about?
I reveal mine, but y'all don't have to. I don't care.
So I was born in '94,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Power Rangers came out in '93.
Damn,
And
you are old.
look who's talking. Anyway, it's like I can't imagine the time growing up where Power Rangers wasn't the height of popularity at my school. So much so they had karate lessons during gym class. So much so that like there was a rule that we couldn't play Power Rangers during recess because we were too busy kicking each other in the face. Like that was a real thing. Like so much so that like me and my friends had to wear certain colors all the time, or else we were excluded from the friend group. Power Rangers level of dedication. It wasn't healthy back then. I realize that now.
Dedication and cult tea.
But Power Rangers was the shit, man.
Yeah.
Power Rangers was the coolest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
And I seriously love it. But I did have a hard out during this franchise. I stopped watching at a very specific time. I was like, you know what? I'm never coming back to this.
Wait, hold on. What season?
I want to know
what's
what
important.
season you off.
So okay. I was already like, I don't really it's Mystic Force.
How dare you?
And there's a very specific episode where I was like, you know what? I'm out. It's when the Pink Ranger is DJing and it's so cringy. And
What, you
it's
wanted
like
to not rap
everyone's
song?
like awkwardly dancing, and I was like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
I love Mystic Force.
I watched a little bit of RPM right after, but I hated Mystic Force so bad that I never picked it up.
You guys are not gonna like my heart out.
What was your heart out?
So let me tell you how I got into it. I was the prime age for Power Rangers when it came out in '93. I was gold. Shout out to Derpy Entertainment on our Twitch saying this was a great special, but I'm not hoping for a continuation. Yeah, I mean we'll get to that. But thank you, Derpy, for that. For me, I was like, the prime age, barely cognizant and looking for like the next big thing, right? And so with Power Rangers, I was there from the jump. My heart out was Turbo. When Turbo kicked in and their Zords were cars, I was like,
"Are you kidding me?"
That's my out.
Wait.
I would understand
you stopped watching
when
wait, time out. You stopped watching when the first Black Red Ranger came on screen? Huh.
It was before. It was
interesting. You saw a black man with leadership.
No, I never even saw him. I never even saw him because I
Sure
didn't
you
finish
did.
Turbo.
Sure you did.
I watched the first couple. I didn't like the villains. That was just me, and I didn't. And
You don't like David
The
Todd? That's just
Machine
rude.
Empire?
the Machine Empire
You
with the
watched the movie,
clonky,
Elliot?
the
That was
clonky kid.
EO.
No, okay, time
Oh,
out.
Machine
Who
Empire
was
was
Turbo?
Yeah, what was
No, Turbo
Turbo was
was
Divatox.
Oh, the
Divatox.
pirates. The pirates, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
one of my
What about-
favorite female
What about the
villains.
Turbo movie? Did you at least like the movie when they brought like him and Jason back?
Yeah,
Have you ever
Uh,
seen it?
So here's the thing.
I would.
So
Okay, I would like to vote
Oh,
Dimitri
okay.
off this island, please.
Wait,
All in
look,
favor,
I
say
am the
aye.
host. How
All
dare
of
you?
the movies.
How have you not seen Turbo movie?
So I've seen half of the Turbo movie. I couldn't get through it. But also I didn't see it as a kid because
Oh god.
like I never used to see movies in theaters as a kid because like I wasn't allowed to. Like we just weren't able to take a family of 4 to the movie theaters like back then. And then when I did rent movies, I had to rent movies that like all 4 of us could watch. So it was rare that I could watch Power Rangers where my sister won't want to watch it, my mom won't want to watch it. So there's a little thing. So mostly I watched those type of things in school, right? But yeah, Turbo. I'm sorry.
Dimitri hates black people. That's what.
That is not off the record. That is struck from the record. All right. That is not what this is about.
I would even seriously, I would have understood if you said maybe Lost Galaxy or Lightspeed Rescue. That I could have understood.
So I
Why?
kinda got
What's
back
wrong with Lost Galaxy?
I
and
kinda
Nothing's
got
wrong with
back
Lost
in.
Galaxy. Lightspeed Rescue is more of my issue. I took that
Really?
season off.
Why?
I
Why
went
don't you-
straight from. I went straight to Wild Force right after. I skipped Lightspeed.
You skipped
Ending
Lightspeed
after-
Rescue?
I kind of like I did. I'm sorry. I can't. No.
What was the reasoning?
I don't know. In my mind, I'm like they're old. Probably when I was like they're old. I don't get.
I love Lightspeed Rescue. I
Is
really
that the one
did.
with 2 sets of Zords?
A lot of them have 2 sets of Zords.
Like a whole.
See,
like,
I
everyone
didn't.
got,
I
like, 2
barely
Zords?
watched Lightspeed. I literally skipped it to go to either Time Force or Wild Force, whichever one was first. I just went straight. Like let's go to the next one.
Mo, did you hate Lightspeed Rescue?
No, I loved it. I loved pretty much. I can say something good about every single season except Operation Overdrive. I hated that one with a passion.
Oh no, you did it! What's wrong with Operation Overdrive?
Operation Overdrive is pretty bad. It's real bad.
Characters were bad, and
The Once a
only
Ranger
good
episode is still my favorite.
The only good thing was the crossover, like special, like the Once Ranger, Always Ranger, and it was not a good team up, but it was a good episode. It was an ineffective team up because you're supposed to make the current team look good, and they didn't do that. You just made me want all of the old Rangers back.
You're not wrong.
I thought the whole in my mind, I thought like they're when in that entire episode, I thought the whole point was to just be there until they got their powers. It's not their fault that they also ended up making the OG team look terrible and inefficient.
It's just, for like a team up to me, like I always feel like team up, a good way to do it is to show, yes, the older teams were great, but the current team can still keep up with them. And Operation Overdrive just showed it. Yeah, they can't keep up. They're not getting it together.
So I'm lucky I didn't watch that either. That's good. That's good to know. Now, the thing about this special is that like it was specifically the Mighty Morphin people, right?
Yep.
Even this was
They couldn't afford the other people.
What'd you say?
I said they couldn't afford to be other people.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't even know if they had enough time for everyone, but this was like my jam. This was the characters that I grew up with. Not all of them, but like, some of them. When you guys heard that they were going to do a reunion special, what did you think? What did you hope?
I mean, I can go unless anyone has like a fully formed thought. I said to myself, how? Because like, unfortunately, not all of them are with us.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I may get some heat on this one, but Mighty Morphin is a tad bit overrated, in my opinion. A tad bit overrated. A tad bit. There are, and number three, I guess. They don't have the whole squad for unfortunate reasons. Number two, Mighty Morphins is a bit overrated. And number three, as I was watching it, I was like, Power Rangers never been Oscar worthy. Never, ever, ever.
Oh yeah, it's camp.
Yeah, it's camp.
I was like, you just
Camp's
gotta, like,
intentional though, right? People say
Camp's
camp
intentional.
as a way to back yourself, like to cover yourself, to be like, yeah, it was camp. Same with satire. Camp and satire are like the two biggest excuses, but I feel like it has to be intentional. Is it intentional? Is it always intentional?
No. Oh, sometimes it is, but it's I had a feeling that like I had a feeling that the focus on Trini was like, I appreciated it, but I was worried that it was a little bit like what's the word I'm looking for? Not well intentioned. Exploitative, exactly. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately Trini hasn't been with us for a long time. A very long time.
2 years.
Yeah. And spoilers for anyone who didn't watch the special. The killing of Trini in this special felt a tad bit excessive. You know what I mean? Like, at least like for 20 years we could act like Trini like rode off into the sunset of the peace conference. You know what I mean? But like, damn.
I mean, technically she did. I mean, she had a kid. We know she had some life after the peace conference. Technically they all did, because apparently Zach got to Congress. And I'm also just like,
what?
The
we
world
never saw.
I would have thought he
that,
went
right?
to music producer or something, not Congress.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
By the way, are they in California?
Like,
Angel Grove is in California.
Angel Grove.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I felt bad that Trini had a hard out in this one, in a way that like we could pretend for 20 years that like Trini's off doing her own thing, raising her kid, or off in the peace conference, whatever she wants to do. But that's just me. I know that's just a me thing.
I was thrown off by the idea that like no one ever retires. Everybody's just all like, again, once a ranger, always a ranger, right? But like I get it in spirit, but I don't get it in like everybody's like 40 something, 50, and they're just like, yeah, we're still fighting bad guys.
Hey, if Turbo, like 10-year-old Justin, can grow like an entire foot, all of the older Rangers can lose their guts. You know, they can lose their little beer bellies.
Yeah, they were definitely not in the suits.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot. I was talking to my coworker because I was watching while I was at work, because I was like, "There's no way I miss this. I don't care if I'm at work." And I'm just like, I'm watching the change up, and I'm like, okay, so
I'll buy it.
I don't know what would have been preferred, if they were actually in the suits, while they were fighting with that other person being in the suit and the slim trim.
Yeah, if Justin can grow like 2 feet, I can accept that. That's not.
Like, they magically just get to be fit again. I think
it's the Morphin grid, apparently.
Was Min
Morphin grid works wonders.
Was Min in the suit for real?
I doubt it.
I'd have to rewatch. I want to say probably. I don't like see. There's like kind of no reason not to have her in their suit.
I thought the Power Rangers actors are rarely in the suit, if ever.
Only when they do this, but
exactly.
it's framed here upwards. It's like, okay, I get it. So with there are some big plot points in this special. One is that like also when they filmed this special, Jason David Frank was still with us, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but he just wasn't in this special.
Specifically stated that he wasn't going to do any Ranger stuff like before, like they announced the special was even a thing. So I don't know if they approached him and he declined, or they didn't even bother, because he had been very vocal. He's like, I'm not doing any Ranger stuff for a while. I want to kind of do other things.
Well,
Yeah.
I know him, well, Amy, at least, she posted, she said that there are reasons I didn't do it. It had nothing to do with money. Same reasons that Jason David Frank had reasons not to do it.
Yeah. Who else
I know
of
Amy
the
Jones busy with like her career. Like I know she's been working as like a director and stuff too. So it's probably scheduling conflict, to be honest, because she's still in the industry. She's still working.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it could be many different reasons. That's why people are always like, when they talk about like MCU stuff, like, why don't they get actor X, Y, and Z to play this person? It's like, maybe they don't want to sign 15 years of their life away to this like one character. Maybe they're just off, they're doing like the projects that fulfill them, you know? But yeah, Amy Jo Johnson didn't come back. Jason David Frank didn't come back. Um, um, the actress who plays
Austin St.
Tanya,
John.
sorry,
Austin St. John.
Austin
He
St.
plays
John.
Jason.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of know why.
Oh,
Wait,
Oh my
what's
god,
it?
it's
What?
going on.
Wait,
Like,
what's wrong with
we
Austin
can't,
St. John?
we can't even handle that scandal right now. We good.
Wait, what happened?
There was some stuff with like the I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on Twitch, but like the panorama things with some possible fraud. It's legal issues.
wait,
So like
I thought that wasn't real. The whole we're talking about porn, right? We could say that on Twitch. Is that what you're talking
no,
about?
not that.
Oh no,
No.
like something
because there
completely
was
different.
that rumor that he was in porn. Okay, that's a separate
No, I'm
thing.
talking about stuff
Oh,
that
panorama
happened. That
pandemic.
happened
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know if I can say those things.
Okay,
But
I'm
yeah,
looking
like
at it right now. Damn.
yeah,
Okay,
there was
Mighty
like some
Morphin Power
possible
Rangers
fraud.
star Austin St. John arrested for government pandemic loan fraud.
Yeah.
And he can't travel outside the country.
Like as far as
Oh
I know,
yeah, and they
it was
filmed it in New Zealand.
and like
So
a bunch of other people. It wasn't just him. It's just because he's a celebrity, his name is everywhere. But there was like 20 plus other people listed in this court document, and I'm letting it play out. I'm not accusing anybody of anything.
Okay, I do
this
want to
is
take a
Hollywood.
moment to talk about the first line of this article. It says, instead of it's Morphin time, an actor on the TV show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers may be doing time.
Someone got paid for it.
I mean,
Just remember-
technically, he would be the second Red Ranger going to sell time.
Because wasn't there somebody who killed their roommate with a sword?
Yep. It was the guy.
The bandana guy, right?
Wild Force, Cole.
Wild Force, yeah.
A sword? What the fuck?
I mean, I don't want to give my roommate any ideas. But good thing we don't have a sword lying around, you know?
Yet.
But yeah, Austin St. John had that. But then like the actress who plays Tanya, I don't know what's going on with my webcam. The actress who played Tanya didn't show either. We still have yet to
technically
figure
she
out.
was EO, so she's technically not OG. Even she's like we call second generation. She's second generation.
Wait, was the switcheroo during Zio?
Yeah, she came in for so basically at the end of Mighty Morphin, Aisha's still a kid. She decides she's gonna stay in Africa.
Yeah.
She meets Tanya, has Tanya come back for her place, and then when they all become adults, that's when the Machine Empire comes in, and that's how they get their Zeo crystals.
That's right. But then there's the whole question that everybody has where it's like, did she go back in time and she was never a Power Ranger?
No, because she still has her memories. Because
Aisha obviously popped up here.
Yeah, so obviously they know who she is. She knows who they are.
Yeah,
it's like the whole timeline. So technically, even though she stayed like 12 years old when she was in Africa, she still has her memories. She just decides to stay in Africa to help.
Yeah,
and then eventually, when they all became adults again, we see Aisha, her teen self that we saw her in Mighty Morphin, back in Africa, seemingly happy with the choice she made. Which is also how Adam.
What Mo? What was that?
I said, good luck explaining that to the parents. Your teenage daughter. I'm going to Africa now. Bye, mom and dad. I'm quitting high school.
As a child, how did that? I don't get how the timeline.
I mean, the amount of parents, the things the parents did not know about their children in the span of any
parents
Power
did not
Rangers
care.
is kind of hilarious, just as a plot line.
So okay, here's a question for everybody, because as I was watching this show, I just had a lot of questions about continuity, questions about like the fabric of the universe, questions, just logical questions that one would have. Do you guys have to like just do the whole like suspension of disbelief when it comes to Power Rangers a little bit more than some other things?
I would give it the same grace that you give comics.
How dare you?
Of like, no, as in like, we know that Spider-Man figured out this problem and issue blah 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 in the 90s, but Morlun is back for some reason. You know, it's that kind of scenario. And in this special, they do say like, we rebuilt the power coins, we did X, Y, Z. So like, they're not gonna go into detail about it. So it's like, all right.
Every week, the city gets destroyed by giant monsters, and giant Zords, and they have to rebuild that every freaking week. So you got a little bit of suspension disbelief there.
Yeah, because in my mind, every time they destroy something, I'll be like, I know these people taxes just go through the roof every dang time anything is
I'm just
destroyed.
imagining some like miraculous ladybug. They throw it in the air and it fixes
Lucky
everything.
Charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
that.
there's Zordon magic, right?
Like you mean like still like within each new team
or whatever, just like something to rebuild the buildings. They're just like, yeah, just sprinkle some dust.
I mean, technically, the monster attacks and the Rangers fighting and defeating them in a way builds jobs for the
That's actually called the broken window fallacy, I believe, which is to say that if you break a window, you will give a job to the window repair person, right? And thus boosting the economy. But there's and anyway, whatever. We don't need to get into this. But yeah, okay. People knock down buildings, and then the construction workers are like, yes, job security. I'm going to move to Angel Grove. Well, that's where the real construction.
I mean, it's like, but it's not exactly just because technically, if we're going by Angel Grove hasn't had an attack since in space, and theoretically from what we know of Power Rangers. So that happened in 1999. So for them, it's been over 30 years.
Yeah,
almost 30 years since they had an attack. So they probably just like, yay, we're safe. We don't have to worry about anything anymore. And the people who are going up there now probably like, what is happening?
Right. Well, all the Gen Z kids, the Gen Z kids in Angel Grove, they're like, I don't know what's.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, Grandpa's having flashbacks to when this one like toaster strudel vampire monster, attacked Angel Grove. The Gen Z kids didn't know.
Well, it's weird because
like,
each
season... no school for me today.
I mean, yeah, true. It's weird because each season handles this differently. Because sometimes the Power Rangers are known entities. Like, you're a Power Ranger? Oh my gosh. Or like, you have to keep this a secret. Don't tell anyone you're a Power Ranger. But one of the few things that I appreciated about Lightspeed Rescue is that some town was like, fuck this teenagers' attitude. Let's get trained adults. We'll build our own morphers. We'll build our own shit. And hey, Power Rangers, your number one priority is to save people. That's your main thing, okay? You're gonna save people. You're gonna burn because very rarely do we see Power Rangers like specifically save people. Like they'll like knock a putty away before it hits someone or something like that. But like no, that was their main priority, which is it was like a development on the concept that was appreciated by little kid me. You know what I mean?
The critic in you, the little kid critic.
I've been a hater and a critic at heart since I was a child.
Justin, such a hater.
I try my best. Listen, you asked me to be on here. I'm just saying.
I did. I should have.
Actually, I asked to be on here. I literally asked.
Did you guys have any like favorite moments in this? Anything like really stand out to you where you were like, yes, this is what I've been watching for? Like,
Zach during his hip hop keto, but like I just wish he wouldn't have announced it though. Like that would have been just go straight into it instead of announcing it, but like watching it and having him say, "Wait, are you breakdance fighting?" As if like how could that be a thing? And it was just chef's kiss.
Yeah, I liked it. It was nice to see. Uh, Mo, did you have a favorite moment?
Um, I kind of just liked knowing that they were all kind of living lives outside of this rangerdom, and that there was kind of like a normalcy to it. Like you saw Rocky, and he's like a firefighter now, and Kat, as much as I don't like Kat and Tommy together, whatever, but
Thank
he
you.
has
Oh my
like
gosh, thank you. Sorry. Oh, but I'm still upset. Continue.
yeah, so it's nice seeing them living normal lives, and that like being a ranger didn't give them like PTSD for the rest of their lives, because they were teenage soldiers.
The comics do go into a little bit of like, yeah, they're teenagers, and Zordon gave powers and made teenagers soldiers. Is that good?
Oh yeah, the first Earth team when they were sent into space, that was great. For those who've read the comics, if you know, you know.
Because like, wait, weren't they still in? They were still in high school when they decided to make that we're going to space like a thing.
So like, there was a team in the comics that was like sent off to space
Oh yeah,
before the Mighty Morphin, and they all pretty much died like immediately. They're like,
Wasn't the
maybe this
Green
was a
Psycho
bad
Ranger?
idea. So, like they all just died, just like
yeah.
straight out into space. Like their helmets broke, so they couldn't breathe. They were just like not prepared for it.
The
I
irony was though when Min was like, "I want to be a Power Ranger. I want to be like mom," and Zach is just like, "Be a kid." And on one hand, I understood why he's saying that, but on the other hand, like, sir, you were also a child, so I'm gonna
yeah.
need you. That's like pot me kettle.
The pot
But I
Like,
calling
think
the
like from
kettle
that
the
point of
Black
view,
Ranger.
but like from that point of view, like he was a teen and he understands like, hey, maybe as a teenager I shouldn't have been doing this. So let me tell her not to do this.
Yeah. I'm sure we all have regrets from when we were teenagers that we would be like, we would want to tell our kid, no, don't. You probably shouldn't do that.
yeah, but I think, I mean, not that it's a mistake to be a Power Ranger as a teenager, but more of it's like they also teens have to make their own mistakes. They have to some people have to live the mistake or live through the experience because they'll hear you say not to do it and they're just like, oh, you're just trying to feed me lip service. Like if you could do it, why
But I'm
can
like,
I
hey,
do
there's
it?
a
But you have
Power
to.
Ranger to get killed. Like you could die.
I mean, facts. But like as a teen, didn't most like teens think we were so invisible, like invincible, nothing could touch us?
Yeah.
No, my mom instilled a great level of fear into me as a child. So everything that I do, I have to like think twice about. I'm still afraid to this day for a lot of
Fair.
things.
I mean,
So.
Priest Kid is also like Gen Z, so she's probably like, bet, let's go. Gen
He's
Z
like,
kids
I'm
don't care.
ready.
Yeah. Did you guys like Min?
I
I
mean,
did, but
I
only
think.
like
Oh,
I
go ahead.
did in the sense that I understand wanting, like the parents you grew up with, learning they lied to you your entire life, and then finding out that they died in battle, and then wanting to avenge them in the sense, but also what she said to Billy,
Oh, that was out of line.
I sat back and was just like,
What'd she say?
now while you were wrong, you also told no lies at the same time.
What'd she say?
It's
Towards
Billy's
Billy,
fault
she
that
was like,
Rita's
it's
back.
your fault my mom died.
She's like it hurt. And well, even the most savage part when she was just like she could have been like, I'm sorry I said that to you, but she was like, no, she was like, no, I'm gonna twist that knife even more. I'm like, the truth hurts, doesn't it? And then walked away.
Like, I mean, my favorite moment of the special came from Min and Zach because, like, to be honest with you, like when Zach left, he like really left. We never saw Zach again until this. And he's a pretty popular Ranger too. The weird thing is, it's gonna sound mean, and I don't mean it to, or bad. One of the good things about Tommy Oliver not being here is that other Rangers get a great spotlight like Zach.
Yeah.
And Zach got so many points this episode, like redemption for Zach for the 20 years that he's been gone. Because he had like a little bit of a Han Solo speech of Min's like, I want revenge, I want this, I want that. We're gonna like go and take down Rita. And Zach, being the jokester of the team in the first couple seasons, to give a really heartfelt speech about what being a Power Ranger actually means. Redemption. It's like, oh,
he wouldn't have gotten
like
that time.
You took it seriously for once. You know what I mean? Like, it made my little heart happy, especially because it's Zach. You know,
I'm with you there. I think that Tommy. How do I put this? Tommy was everybody's favorite as a kid. Everybody wanted to play Tommy. When you're on the schoolyard, everybody divvies up who's who. Like, everybody wants to be Tommy. And not everybody gets to be Tommy. But for some reason, everybody wanted to be Tommy. I think because of that, and because I lived that, I always saw Tommy as overrated. And I see Jason as underrated. Because Jason starts off as the leader of the group, and Tommy gets introduced, and suddenly it's like, all right, Tommy's a leader now. And it sucks. It sucks for Jason, and I feel bad for that character. And then also, like, Tommy's the Wolverine of the group, right? And, like,
in the sense that he always comes back.
Yeah, kind of. And he's always on the different iterations of the X-Men. And, like, when he's on the X-Men, it's always about him. And the stories are always about Wolverine, and it's like, come on. There are so many good X-Men characters, just like showing Zach, allowing Zach to shine. Because that being said, I like, I believe in Billy. I like David Yost. His whole story sucks a lot. In this special, his acting was not as good as I hoped it would be. That being said,
it was rough. I get it, but it's camp.
I don't know. Though, is it Walter Jones? Right? Is Walter Jones Zach?
Yeah.
Walter Jones, I thought, did a good job.
Well, like also the difference I think between both is that David hadn't acted like that, but Walter's a SAG member. He's continued to work even outside of Power Rangers. So
that's fair.
That also could be the reason. However, I will say, just in defense of Tommy, only in this case, is for Dino Thunder, he did take more of a back seat in that just entire most season, because for a part of the season he was invisible. Like for at least a couple episodes, and then he was in a fossil.
For half that season.
Like it was more like voiceover work for him. Yeah. So like you really did get to see like more of the characters specifically within this team shine. So I will say that. But I do understand what you meant.
And I will say this. This is the hottest take ever. I think the Black Dino Thunder Ranger should have been Billy, not me. I said it. And no one reacted. Like, it's not that of a take.
I feel like Billy could have come back. That's a good season. Like for him to be like the tech person, at least for that season, instead of just introducing Haley, this random chick that Tommy met in college and decided to tell all his Ranger secrets to.
I would have preferred if Billy came in, if he was Operation Overdrive. If he was going to do a mentoring thing, it would have been. That just would have been one. It would have been better because it makes more sense if he is Cranston Tech, and if he is like this billionaire that we were meeting in the special. He could have legit been the mentor for Operation Overdrive. I could see that. It also gives a reason to call up Adam for Once a Ranger.
Yeah.
I feel like Billy could have done good for like SPD, and that would have connected a lot of stuff between Earth and space, because SPD, that whole season is when they're having aliens come to Earth and trying to like blend it all together. So to have a character like Billy who left Earth to go on a different planet and have him be like kind of like a mediator, I think that would have been a cool season.
Um,
Hypothetically.
I also think it's funny, just like the part of Power Rangers lore is that Billy Cranston was named Cranston because of Bryan Cranston. Actor
Yep.
Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston is the reason why Billy has the last name Cranston. It's so weird.
Well, Brian did a lot of the voices for some of the monsters and stuff too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes on to play Zordon in
In the
that one
2017.
movie. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is good. That's a good movie. Like,
I liked
really
it.
solid.
I liked it a lot. I did.
Should have got a sequel.
The only reason I will say I'm a hater. The only reason I did not watch it was only because of like I've been watching the trailer and them trying to put Kim and Jason together as a couple, and
Oh,
it just
cut
really
that out of the
upset my
movie.
spirit. Like I was just like,
What?
no, bro,
You don't
like
like them as a
my
couple?
spirit was just like,
No.
how dare you try to put Jason and Kimberly together? They are brother and sister. It is Tommy and Kimberly.
I don't know whether they're. I don't see them as
The
brothers.
light-
I don't know. They did go scuba diving in the Turbo movie, so maybe they're more than that. I don't go scuba diving with my friends, so
I mean, Kimberly did dump Tommy supposedly for somebody else, and then shows
Which is
up.
like
With a
my
letter.
most hated thing they ever could have done in Power Rangers. Seriously, like that was so out of character. Why would she send a Dear John letter? Like, how dare you?
When did she break up with him?
Zio.
So they were
just
dating when
went to
she
the
went
jump
on her
letter.
gymnastics career.
Yeah.
They were still dating.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they had her come back for like one episode. It was like a Christmas special or something. And then just
Okay.
after that, they did the Dear John letters. Like, nope, sorry, we're not even going to pretend to have this fake relationship off the screen anymore.
Yeah.
We got to get him a cat. We got to
And
have
I'm just,
that on.
and then what got me the most, like when they try to do that, I'm just like, Kat was like part of their like whole relationship toppling
the
anyway.
whole
When she was
actor.
introduced, she was just like, I want your man. Even though you kind of seem cool, but I want your man.
Yeah, she was a cat. Like Cat was a cat, right? Remember that?
Cat won. She has Tommy's kids. They're married.
Which upsets.
They won.
I hate that.
He stole him.
You calling Cat?
Thank you.
Kimberly broke up with him. What do you?
Yeah.
Kimberly did not break up with him. The writers broke up with him. Because
So-
that's sort of character.
Or
Like,
waiting for an opportunity.
Wow. So
They-
you were not happy to see Cat in this special?
No.
I like seeing Cat. I don't mind seeing Cat. I like more of like if Cat's with any other Ranger, whether it would have been Billy or Jason. I would prefer if they would have been like I would, because mom and dad are over here fighting. I'm taking care of JJ so his parents can fight. I would prefer if that was what it was going to be versus her married to Tommy. Because also, how she get to Reefside? What's she been doing all this time? We never learned that.
I don't know.
Yeah, where was she in Dino Thunder?
She's a mom that wears a blazer, right?
Good point. Where was she in Dino Thunder?
Because clearly they had the kid by that point. They should have, like, JJ's age, like, the way the kid is, like, he had to have been born.
Good
The
question.
timelines ain't timelining.
It's
Yeah.
not, and I'm sorry. And also, why is his name JJ? Because unless you like trying to name him after the middle name of like Thomas James, why is he JJ then? That's like Jason to me, like Jason Jr.
Jason David Frank.
I would love.
JD,
Sorry, as
JJ.
I don't want to be a Tommy hater, but I guess I'm just gonna fill this role of like Jason being the real father of JJ.
I mean, good for him. Having a great time.
Because
That would
otherwise,
be-
why is it like? Because JJ sounds like something junior, so obviously that's why
Yeah.
he's named JJ. So
He
did you
could've
just name
been
him
TJ.
James? But
Why wasn't he TJ? Wait,
that's
has
the
there
question.
been a TJ?
Yeah, the Black Ranger that you never watched in Turbo.
The one that you
Get,
hate.
get out, Dimithri.
I'm sorry,
You're
I'm-
missing the best season.
I did like his style. He had that cowboy hat. I remember. So I fell out.
Also, that's light speed.
I
No,
don't know.
he did not have a
I've only
cowboy
watched the
hat.
space ones.
One.
Who
That
am
is
I-
light- Lightspeed
Okay,
Rescue.
somebody watched us clip this and cancel Dimithri because he can't tell his Black Rangers apart.
I didn't
Like, do we
watch
all look
those
alike to you,
seasons.
Dimithri?
No,
I didn't watch.
timeline-wise.
All right. I didn't watch Turbo, and I'm sorry.
Apology
So for, like,
not accepted.
What was this special called? Like the Forever Red special too.
Yeah.
Jason and Tommy are like joking on each other, and Jason makes a joke like, "I had to do all the saving while he was flirting with Kim." No time was Kat mentioned. You're gonna bring up
all.
Kim. But you're not going to mention that he's married to Kat. Now you're going to bring up his ex-girlfriend in front of everybody.
Because I'm sorry, everybody knows that in-game literally has always been and will always be Tom and Kimberly. We always just knew that Kat was the rebound chick. We never expected permanency.
Kat was not the rebound.
He was bringing Kat, like he was bringing Kim back. So like Jason was.
Kat was the right person at the right time. That's not a rebound.
She created the circumstances to begin with. So technically, she's still in the wrong.
You know what? I'm not pitting two Pink Rangers against each other. Okay, it's 2023. They could be in love with other Red Rangers. Okay,
they could. They shouldn't. Okay, and like I said, Kat should have been with Jason or Billy. I would have been happy with any of those substitutions.
Did we like the idea that like Billy was trying to bring the Z-Wave back to make Zordon, but then because at the end of like the Z-Wave thing, I've seen this like I think that episode where like the Z-Wave goes and it takes the evil out of Rita and out of Zed. Is Lord Zed there?
It was supposed to take the evil out of the entire universe, and that didn't go according to plan.
So I had beef with that because true, like Power Rangers is always better when it's like right about to be canceled or they think they're about to be canceled.
Yeah.
So like in space, when like they ended it. Yeah, it was supposed to be the final season. It was really fucking good. But I guess my beef was with that is that Zordon did a real great thing by purging the evil from the universe, right? And I can see a scenario where Rita's quote unquote evil soul just left Rita's body and went into like a robot somewhere. You know what I mean? But it felt like why would Billy try to bring back Zordon when we have countless of other Power Rangers who have been without Zordon just fine?
Right.
You know? He was like a father figure. It's why they saved him in the movie. They had to do that whole little
for the universe.
Ritual
like
thing.
He like had a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself to save the universe. Great. We don't like me personally. I'm like, man, damn,
wanted
Billy.
his Space Daddy back.
I mean, I think I was gonna say it's like Jordan was a father figure, like Zach was saying to men, like he was that person for them. And if one person could do it, it was gonna be Billy. This man was also the same person who did a time machine, like in Mighty Morphin.
Why do we need Zordon back? If
was he a father? He wasn't a father figure to everyone. He was a father figure to Billy mostly, right? Because Billy, remember when Billy gave up the suit and like he was just working with Zordon, right?
Kimberly said that he was a father to all of them, like they say, like in the movie.
Yeah, it's in the movie. Like she's like, you're like a father to us all.
Yeah, like Kimberly's like, you're a father to us all. Like,
movie's not canon.
I guess the movie's not really canon.
What do you mean that movie's not canon? That's how they get Ninjetti powers.
Nope. They get it from
the movie's
not
canon.
They get it.
It should be canon then.
It's not canon.
Dimitri's actually right.
This is my realm. That's my realm. That's I was always like, when I watched the movie afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. I just saw this plot in the season 3 premiere where they like get the powers from Ninjor, and Ninjor's not in the movie. They get their powers again. What's going on? I was very confused.
From the Poison Ivy lady.
Dulcia?
Yeah.
First of all, that woman was hot and continues to be hot.
She had the best line. She had her and Adam, where he's like, "What's wrong, Adam? I'm just a frog."
Yes, you're a frog, like the one you kiss.
Like the one you kiss.
You get to make a handsome prince.
I like
bars.
Adam.
Bars.
I like Adam because of that scene in the movie.
He had the frog, and then he became the minivan where they turned into Turbo.
Here's the thing: Adam should have been the leader of a Power Rangers group before a lot of people.
I mean, technically, he was. It just was in Once a Ranger
for one time.
For one episode.
Like if Adam was the black was Dino Thunder Ranger, I would accept that.
Oh, Adam would have been great. I love Adam.
It's just that Tommy wasn't a scientist. He was never like into like science at all.
No.
But being a paleontologist, not exactly being a scientist so much because it's more
form of science. It's definitely a form of science.
That is a doctorate of something.
Yeah,
true, but I also think like it's interesting, like to make Tommy the one person who had to be the most forgetful person in history, who wanted to like be a race car driver. Like,
He was always like late
switch
to
careers.
classes. He was always forgetful, and it's like, yo, we're gonna make him the teacher.
Also, that soul patch. I want to keep. I want to. Oh,
Classes were
I
made
thought
in
it
the
was a
early
nice look.
2000s.
I'm not gonna hate on it. I thought it was
it was a
awesome look.
soul patch and like spiky hair, like he was the lead singer of Smash Mouth. You know?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Smash Mouth. I think they're problematic now. We'll look it up.
What?
That's a conversation for another day.
Problematic?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We don't hit on the Shrek
Saying
song,
not
okay?
All-Star?
I'm sorry. But with like there's so many things going on in this, but did anything stand out to you guys for being like extra weird? Like what are you guys got critiques on this?
I mean, my critique is still the fact that Kat and Tommy have a child. Personally.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I'll
I'm
give you
standing
that.
on that critique. I don't care. I'm dying on this hill. I really do not care. However, I will say Robot Rita is a savage. Her mouth had no seal. She had zero, and I mean zero.
Straight up
F's to
said, I'm
give
gonna
for
kill you.
any and everyone. And I mean, damn, I'm like, ma'am, if that was just all the pure evil that was in the Rita, and like the part of the Rita that we knew, like the nice part was still in her, I'm like, ma'am, if that was just all the evil you were holding back in all of Mighty Morphin, that's the case.
Right.
Because your evil
Murder.
part said, I'm killing you, I'm killing the child, everybody gonna catch these hands.
I'm gonna kill. She said, "I'm gonna be able to kill Trini twice."
Yeah. And like usually correct me if I'm wrong, they usually don't say kill.
They never say kill.
Yeah, they
No.
don't.
Destroy. Thanks, Netflix, for letting them say
Only
kill.
one ranger has like canonically, I think, died, and I think they brought her back to life later on. It was the Pink Ranger, right?
in
Kendra.
Lost
From,
Galaxy.
Yeah.
She died because like the actors had to leave for like cancer reasons, because she had to like get medical treatment. But like, yeah, that was like the only one to like canonically die.
And then she came back.
Yeah, they brought her back because, you know, the power of magic.
Like-
My big concern with this, as I watched this, I was like, who was this special for?
I thought it was for the fans.
Yeah, I think it's for just older fans.
Older.
Like, you can tell, like, a kid is not going to watch this and know what's going on. They're not going to know who any of these people are.
No. But also, it could have been better then.
Here's the thing, Dimithri.
If it's for the
I think
older
this is
fans.
I think this is the best we're gonna get. Like on a real note. Like, I know we can't get the whole team back together, either for unfortunate reasons or financial reasons or what have you.
Mhm.
I think this might be the best case scenario.
2017 movie. We can do it again.
No, I mean like between like Netflix and like just streaming being a thing to make this happen. If Netflix wasn't a thing, that there's no way we would have had something like this. So I appreciate it.
I think it would have gone. It would have been a Fox. We're assuming Fox is still around. It would have been a Fox movie, like a made for TV movie.
No,
It
I
would have been a
mean
made-for-TV
before,
movie.
because it was all like after RPM. That was like the last Disney project technically, and then Nickelodeon picked it up.
Oh, so it would have been Nickelodeon then.
No, because Netflix bought it from Nickelodeon. Thank God.
So if Netflix wasn't around, Nickelodeon would still have it, but Nickelodeon would have done a 30th reunion special.
Not like
Nah,
this.
Nickelodeon got that money. They don't care.
No, they wouldn't. And obviously,
how much effort they put in their
Disney should bought it back.
I think it would if it was on Nickelodeon, I feel as though it wouldn't have been as quote unquote deadly. It wouldn't have
Nickelodeon had Ninja
probably
Turtles. The Ninja Turtles
I think they
cartoon?
would do like a once a ranger thing where they get like certain rangers from certain seasons, so we don't have to pay the big ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Zach wouldn't have been in it because Nickelodeon wasn't doing SAG contracts. Like that's literally the only reason he literally came back for this is because it's a SAG contract and he's a SAG actor. He doesn't do non-union contracts anymore.
It was all
Which is
non-union.
also
to
why he
begin
left.
with. Yeah.
That's why he left to begin with. Yeah.
It was all non-union. They mistreated their actors back in Mighty Morphin. they they didn't pay them enough.
For sure.
They overworked them. It was non-union. Billy has, his whole thing behind the scenes. That sucks. Like,
No.
it's just I'm glad that they're SAG now and that they're better regulated, I guess. And hopefully there wasn't any problems behind the scenes.
I mean, it's like, seriously, it's the best case scenario, unfortunately, like what we're gonna get.
I feel like the 2017 Power Rangers movie was for the adult fans that had grown up with Power Rangers to then go watch, and like it was a little bit more adult. It was more grounded and down to earth in a weird way. And this, I felt like, yes, it was campy, but it also just, who was it for?
I mean, I think it was like, it was for, oh, sorry.
Mo, you good?
But yeah, something happened. I don't know what. Maybe it's my internet connection or something.
It's okay.
I got like booted for a second.
No worries.
I thought it was for the OG fans who grew up with Mighty Morphin, who grew up with the OG cast. Because for me, watching, especially the opening, and then hearing Trini's voice, hearing Tommy's voice, hearing Kim's voice, I don't know why I got emotional watching it, as if I have not like repeatedly rewatched the show on YouTube or anything. Maybe because I wasn't expecting it, but like it just hit something in me where it's just like, it's nice to see them again. Even if like obviously they're not in the suits, but it's just nice to have that moment with these characters one more time.
Yeah. I feel like there are things that you accept when you're a kid watching the show that the percentage of adults who accepted it back then, who would accept it now, is a lot smaller. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm taking the hater baton from Justin. Just a
okay, I'm not a hater because overall, I think I was very appreciative of the special.
It was nice to have. I would not have wanted to not have it. It was nice to see this. It was nice to do this, but like, I just want the 2017 Power Rangers back.
Really? Okay.
I want them back.
I think that movie would have been better.
This has ignited my interest into whatever new series comes out in 2023. I think I will start Power Rangers again in 2023.
Oh, for Cosmic Fury?
Is that what it is? Is that what's next?
Yeah, because technically it's like it's a third season, even though it's a new team name.
Oh yeah, I saw those suits. They look good.
They look good. And then we have our first female Red Ranger. I don't count the evil one from SPD. Don't count
there was one. There was
I also
Samurai.
Don't count, the ninja one because Lindsay only did 5 episodes and then she gave it right back to him.
She deserved better. They treated her so terribly. That season, they were like, "No, we don't want you. We want our other Red Ranger back. You're not a real part of this team." I'm like, "Damn, y'all don't have to treat her so coldly."
Mo,
so for like the first time, we'll get a full
your audio
Red Ranger.
is a lot better now.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, I switched different earbuds. So
beautiful, chef's kiss.
So I don't count SPD Red, and I can't really count Ninja only because she was only in 5 episodes. As much as I would like to count her, she counts, but she doesn't at the same time. So for the first time, we'll have a full female Red Ranger throughout a season, which has never happened.
And I'm excited for it.
I think I'm gonna jump in on Cosmic Fury. I think I'm gonna do it.
And they're going back to space.
Wait, what?
You're not gonna go back and watch old seasons?
No, I'm good. Though,
okay, you're missing out on some of the best seasons.
I know, especially the Disney era was like the best era.
Okay, here's the thing: if you're gonna go back and watch, you obviously don't have to go back. I know you don't like Turbo, but just watch the finale of Turbo in space.
Oh, I've seen that. I think I saw that episode just to see them get on the shuttle and they go, right?
Yes, and then just start in space, and from there, like really good. You have In Space, Lost Galaxy,
Lightspeed,
Time
Force,
and Wild Force. And I feel like you can stop there for
Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force. I know how you feel. I don't care. Mystic Force.
Skip Mystic Force is the
I
worst.
love Mystic Force. I like the whole, oh my god, I'm your child. Like, come on. I loved it. The
Because
whole
the best
awkwardness.
crossover is in that stretch of seasons.
Yeah, I love the Dino Thunder SPD because they actually are the only team that has ever had two matchups together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's because they didn't do one for Mystic Force. Because Mystic Force came out right before SPD, I think. Or was it the other way around?
No, it's the other way around.
Okay. I just know like Mystic Force, because of the way the timelines were working, they're like, we can't really combine magic with this hyper technology. It's not going to cross over well.
Sure.
Dinosaurs and technology, like aliens from the future, we can do that. But magic-based powers and like alien cops, it doesn't match.
I want to take this moment to shout out Akil Danani out there. Akil tweeted about us. He's watching this show on his big screen, and he took a picture and he tweeted it. He says,
No way.
I don't think Freddy's roommate is playing fair with his Zoom background." Because for those of you who are listening to the podcast, Justin has, it looks like Justin's in the Mastodon Zord cockpit.
And I wanted to know where you got that so bad because I kind of want to have pterodactyl behind me so bad.
I just literally Googled it like 5 minutes beforehand because I didn't want everyone to look at my room. So I was like,
who's your guys' favorite, like if you had to pick any of the original Mighty Morphin team, who would you have wanted to be?
Kim. I'm quick. I'm sorry. I loved everything about her.
I love Kim, but mostly because I wanted to date her.
True. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know if I wanted to date more Kim or Tommy. I didn't care which one. I was gonna be happy.
From the OG cast, like OG.
Oh well, no. I mean, it could be up to White Ranger, even, right? Like it is.
Plus white. It's kind of hard to beat Zach or Billy. It's like one or two, Zach or Billy.
I nowadays, yeah, I choose one of those two. Like if I had to like cosplay as one, like it would be the Black Ranger or the Blue Ranger.
But whoever was the Red Ranger, like no matter who, and when TJ first Black leader of the power. I know you haven't seen that season, but TJ changed my life. I was allowed to be the Red Ranger on the power, or the Red Ranger on the playground.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional.
I just refuse. I remember playing on the playground and I just refused to be yellow. I think that was the reason why I can't stand yellow. Because I just didn't want to be, just because she was black. I'm like, I just don't want to be her because she's black. And I also hate yellow. Yeah. It made me hate yellow for the longest time of my life. Like, I only own 2 things yellow now. I got better. But like, I couldn't. It was just like, I just want to be Kim. Let me have my.
I relate to that.
I really liked Kim personally just because she was very, very hyper femme, but she wasn't like mean or snooty. But it's like at the same time, it's like, yeah, she cares about how she looks. She likes dresses. She likes all of these girly things. She's a cheerleader, but she can also kick butt. Like she was pretty much second in command to like Jason and like Tommy when it needed to be. Like she was up there taking charge.
You know what's interesting about Kimberly? Is like what? I feel as though Kimberly has changed has been reinterpreted the most out of the 05. Like if you look at the 2017 Kimberly and Mighty Morphin Kimberly are very different people. Yeah. Comic book Kimberly and original Kimberly are very different people. I feel like Kimberly has changed the most. I feel like she has like Kitty Pryde syndrome in that way. You know what I mean?
I mean, Kitty Pryde's a whole different thing. But I think I don't know. I feel like Kimberly back in the Mighty Morphin, like her personality was she's the girl ranger.
Well, she was a valley girl. Like that was kind of her personality. Yeah. And I really liked that about her though. It's like, oh, you can be kind of, I don't want to use it in like a negative sense, but kind of like a little vapid, but you know, like you're not conceited about
Right.
it. You can be very girly and care about your appearance. You can care how people perceive you, and you can care about these things, but not to the point where it's rude or harmful and like in a negative like it was nice seeing these traits not played up as a mean girl kind of vibe. It was good to see those in a positive light.
Right.
And I love the fact she had a stereo in her Zord. I think that's also what sold me. I'm like, oh, nice stereo. I can play tunes in my Zord. Yes, I care about that too.
She had her
Like-
priorities straight.
I-
Oh,
Okay,
we're
question.
battling giant robots. I gotta have the playlist ready.
No, but for real, I have a question though, real quick. Okay, so you guys remember the Wild West episode when she
Yeah.
goes?
Yes.
Okay, right? Okay, so there's a fanfic story of what happens when she's there. Do we all just think she did not also hook up with old Tommy, like Wild West Tommy?
I think everyone in the Wild West thought she was probably a whore because she dressed way too modern to be
bared
walking
midriff.
around in the Old West. Yeah, they probably thought she was one of the women of
The
the
lady
night.
of the night.
That the thing about like logically thinking my way through Power Ranger episodes is it is almost fairy tale like, where you can't always apply real world logic to it. Like it just a lot of the things just don't make sense. Like I don't know, because they were just
Well,
like,
that's all kind of comic books. That's all superhero
superheroes,
logic.
yeah.
I agree to an extent, but I think that there's like people. I don't know. I've people bring up like the suspension of disbelief when there are like actual plot holes. People will be like, yeah, but you can believe Superman can fly, and it's like I feel like there's a difference between like a plot hole and like accepting like, yeah, there's teenagers with attitude, they're given the powers. That part we all believe, but I feel like there's an extra level of like you do have to disbelieve that like she actually went to the actual Wild West. It wasn't. It was just she went to the Wild West, right?
I mean, time travel technically exists ish, or like at least we all as a kid, because if you watch Back to the Future,
Yeah.
time travel exists. So why would it be so out of the realm of possibility that she in an episode she could travel back to the Wild West?
That's
Yeah, there was a whole season, Time Force. They
Yeah,
traveled back from the year 3000 or whatever.
You wouldn't know about Time Force, Dimithri. You didn't watch that far. The best season, arguably.
I'm sorry, Jen.
Yo,
That's
Jen,
my
we
Pink Ranger right
loved
there.
our Pink Ranger.
That's
She
my
went
Pink
hard.
Ranger. Right there.
I think Jen Scott's the best Pink Ranger.
Oh yeah, 100%. She's definitely
Like,
the best.
by a country mile.
She was a leader of her team. She took
She's the
No
leader.
matter
nothing.
how many times they
her.
tried to make West the leader because he was red.
No, Jen
I
was the
think
leader. I refuse to acknowledge otherwise.
Some of
Who's
the
in
best
charge?
Power Ranger seasons are when the Red Ranger is not the main character / leader, or like the leader and the main character are two separate people. Some of the best seasons. So Time Force being that. I think RPM when it was
RPM was
focused
so
on the
good.
Black Ranger. Like I love when they play with the formula. Just
They copied and pasted from In Space though. Like the whole lost sibling thing is like brainwashed by the bad. Like RPM copied and pasted a whole bunch of storylines from In Space, but it did it really well. So I will give it a pass for that.
Is
In
RPM
Space
the
I mean, you
the
can
best
say the same thing for
season.
SPD.
What's that?
I was like, you can say the same thing for SPD in the sense of like, guy had a dad who was a ranger. He thought he should be the Red Ranger, and then he ended up.
I wouldn't
copy.
call Sky the main character though. Like he was a really good Vegeta, like a really good like Sasuke to the Red Ranger. Like he really was. I would call him the main character. And when he did, spoilers, Akil, if you're watching, spoilers for SPD the whole season. When he finally got to use the Red Ranger powers, solid episode.
It was, but it was also like he wasn't ready to be the Red Ranger. He just
he's ready at the end.
Yeah, he was ready at the end.
He has to become it, and I like that journey for Sky as a character because like dude was very just like, in a sense, I should be the Red Ranger because my dad was a Red Ranger.
Can we talk about like the sexism with the colors though? Because like the ranking was by like the colors and then like yellow and pink. I'm like, so they're just not gonna have any dudes in pink, or is it like, or is pink just automatically 5th rank? You're always gonna have 5th rank be a girl.
I would love to rock a black and pink Power Ranger suit.
Interesting.
Join SPD.
I wouldn't do all pink.
Yeah.
I am working on it.
but I would do black and pink. I think that would
I am
be
working on a
cool-
guy Pink Ranger, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that actually comes to fruition.
Well, Sentai has a male Pink Ranger now, so hopefully maybe if they translate that into US, probably not because the CGI is terrifying.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
But granted, for the new Cosmic Fury, it's gonna be everything is totally new. Like it's gonna be new villains. It's not gonna be like like how they did the Japanese like fight scenes.
Yeah.
Everything is gonna be original,
There's
which I'm
no
actually
Pink
interested
Ranger,
to see.
right?
For
For Cosmic Fury?
I don't think so because now she's red. I think the guy who was playing red is blue now.
There's a Zenith Ranger. I don't know what color that is. And then there's a
Gold,
gold
I believe.
Ranger.
Probably gold
No,
or
there-
silver or something.
There's a gold. There's already a gold, and then there's a Zenith,
Okay.
which is probably silver.
Then
Or
that might be the
purple.
guy who
We
was
can have some more
playing
purple Rangers.
Red Ranger.
Maybe.
Purple's the color they give to the guys because they don't want to give them pink.
That is
There's
also
been a
true.
There's been a purple Ranger before.
Isn't that how we got Jungle Fury?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, that's how we
purple
got.
wolf,
That's how we got
right?
RJ. Yeah, he was.
No,
purple.
there's a purple Ranger.
There's a purple
it's
wolf,
a girl.
right? Oh.
It's a
Yeah,
girl. She-
Dino Charge. Yeah, but it was a guy
Yeah.
first. It was a guy, and then it
It was-
became a girl.
Because what was wolf color in Wild Force then?
That
I
was
always
purple.
thought he was purple.
silver and blue.
What? The wolf?
In the Wild
The wolf
Force?
in yeah, it's you're thinking of Jungle Fury.
Oh.
Is the purple one. That was
Okay.
RJ. He owned a pizzeria, which was the bomb. Imagine your mentor owning a pizzeria.
One
That's
of
how
the
you gotta
best
do it, man.
mentors, for real. I love good human mentors in Power Rangers too.
And they actually had work there too, which is what I like. I enjoyed that. They worked, they like, oh, I'm also gonna make you work on top of your other job of saving the world. You also
What was an
have to work.
excuse? Like, hey, mom, dad, I got to go to my job at the pizzeria. You know, that's where I'm going with all my time.
Did we see their parent? They were going to ninja school.
Yeah, they were in
had
ninja school,
parents.
like-
Don't worry about. They were too busy being ninjas. Come on.
So
There's no parents in Power Rangers.
for
Yeah,
the
so they
thing-
changed the Pink Ranger to the Red Ranger. So now the
Mm.
Red Ranger is the Silver Ranger.
Okay. So I wanna jump in. Okay, here's a question for Cosmic Fury. Should I jump on the previous seasons that have these characters? Or should I just start with this season?
Well, I mean, it's 2 seasons, so
Oh.
I would hop in to figure out because technically, the guy who's the Red Ranger is from he's from a different time period, so that
What
might be
time-
helpful.
Oh, is he a knight? Is he a or no, is that a different season? Where somebody
Just
was
watch
like a
the
knight?
show. See
There's
the
so many
Dino
nights.
Charge had the night.
Okay.
So many names.
All right, I'll watch it. Here's the thing though. From what I know about some of the seasons that I've missed, there's one person that makes me sad that I didn't watch Turbo, and that's Cassie.
Cassie, my favorite Pink Ranger.
I always see Cassie pop up, and I'm like, and that's the season I missed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to go rewatch it, man.
I know,
I can't
right?
go back. I can't go back in time. I'm sorry.
Just
It's on
watch
YouTube.
in
What do you
space.
mean?
Just watch in space. I
don't have a
promise
time
you,
machine.
it's
I don't have
really
a time
good.
machine. I can't go back and tell
I
my
swear to
kids
God,
watch.
Dimitri.
You're missing out on the Psycho Rangers. The Psycho
I
Rangers
know.
were bomb.
I
Oh
love
my
Psycho Ranger
God.
entire plot
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Probably top 1, 2, or 3 arcs in Power Rangers. The Psycho Rangers.
Their outfits were so cool too. I was like, can
Oh.
I get one of those? Can I get one of those suits instead?
And they were like Psycho Rangers themselves were just savage too. They're just like, I'm taking it down. I don't care. You have to go. You gotta go. You have to die so I can live.
Best villains.
Like
Best villains. Like, holy shit. Oh my gosh. They were
Cassie
so
Wait,
and
isn't
scary.
it-
TJ date? Is that a thing? That's a thing? Cassie and TJ?
I mean, if in fandom, that's what we hope for. Just
Yeah.
technically the same thing as Andros and Ashley. Like that's kind of
I don't care
how we
about
paired them.
Andros.
Yeah.
But
Like
I mean,
it's
Andros is
implied
cool.
that they kind of have a thing, but like again, their no cooties law means they can't kiss.
But we just all kind of just like put them together, just like obviously Jen and Wes from like Time Force and Jessica Rae's character from Wild Force and the Red Ranger. Like we kind of just automatically as fans put them together.
Did you guys put
Jen
Zach
and Wes had a
Trini
passionate
together?
hug.
Zach and Trini. I mean, the special says
'Cause
that
in
they
the
were
comics-
clearly not a couple.
But
They're,
in the
they're not a
comics,
couple.
The special says I'm gonna raise your kid though, so he cared enough to at least take in her kid.
But like in the comics, don't Zach and Trini date in the comics? I love the comics, by the way. I've read up to Shattered Grid, and then I stopped, and then I read the 100th issue, 200th issue, whatever that big milestone issue was that came out.
I think they had a thing slightly because for as far as I can remember, Zach had this girl he was chasing all throughout Mighty Morphin, and like
Angela.
the running joke was Angela, but like the whole running joke was
in the comic or
Ranger stuff would happen in the show.
Oh, okay.
So like I don't remember. I think they carried her into the comic for a while, but I don't remember if they like ended up together.
Who's the Green Ranger in the comic right now? It's that you guys know who I'm Wait, who's reading the comics right now?
I am not current on the comic. I am not caught up.
There's a Green Ranger in the comic right now, so they can have a Green Ranger and a White Ranger. It's its own timeline, but like it's really good.
Are you talking?
Isn't it the guy that like
Kimberly's boyfriend? Yeah, it was like Kimberly's other boyfriend because she dated like some football player or something, and then he became like super traumatized because Rita kidnapped him. And then they're like, hey, we can make you a Green Ranger now because we have a White Ranger, so it's not going to be like color mixing because you can't have two of the same color, so we'll make you
on a separate note.
Now I know what you're
talking
about.
Was a problem in TV back then, but that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But yes. Well, that's why Kat says something about like there's too like I don't care about
too much pink energy.
Yeah, too much pink energy. That was a throwback because they had two Pink Rangers at one point.
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing is like too much pink energy is like one of the most dangerous things that you could have. And just in Power Ranger in a sense.
So funny. Yeah.
Because technically we all know Pink Rangers are the heart of their team. They are so important to most of them, whatever team they're on. So I was always upset we got a Forever Rare, but I never got a Forever Pink beat up ever. I was like always upset about that.
It's not like, always a Pink Ranger though. They're like in Ninja.
No, they've been blue. They've been yellow now.
But would you
really have a green one?
Call back the Blue Ranger? I don't know if you could do it forever different color. It either has to be red, blue, or yellow because those are the colors that are always in the season. You know.
Well, I mean, you could always.
You can like mix and match a little bit. Like the Pirate Rangers, what were they called?
Probably.
What were they called in the US?
Super
the Pirate Rangers. Yeah, Super Mega Force. Like they had like episodes where they were just like, let's all dress up as pink. Let's all dress up as Red Rangers. So like it wasn't like bringing them back, but they all wore like different Red Ranger outfits and different Pink Ranger outfits and different yellow at the same time.
I mean, they also did that for In Space when they were trying to defeat the Psycho Rangers.
Yeah.
Great arc. I think one of my number one best moment of Power Rangers involves Cassie. It's when the Psycho Rangers can track you through sound, so you can't talk. But Cassie is on the phone trying to tell the other Rangers about what's happening, and she can't talk because she's trying to do Morse code. Meanwhile, a baby carriage is about to fall down a set of stairs and murder a baby.
Always the baby carriage.
And she's like, and she says anything, she will die. And it's the top 10, probably number
Tension,
1.
Man.
Tension, like holy shit. And it has nothing to do with them being in suits. Just good TV, man. Watch it, Dimithri, please.
I've seen that clip.
You have?
Yeah, the baby carriage thing. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so like my cousins got into Power Rangers after me, and they watched the space seasons. So every time I was over at their place, I would catch some episodes, but I don't remember. I remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover.
Yeah,
I remember that.
From In Space. Mm-hmm.
That was a fun one.
You know,
they had the girl Ninja Turtle,
Venus de Milo or whatever. Yeah. And then like every so often I would catch like later seasons like here and there. But I am interested in this new Cosmic Fury season coming up. So if anything, maybe this 30th reunion special sparked some people's interest in like the new series.
Well, it's coming out in September. At least that's what Jordan told me. Also, Jordan's the Gold Ranger, by the way, just in case people.
Oh, you're just hanging out with Rangers?
Sometimes.
You just kicking it?
You got contacts?
You just kicking it with them?
Okay. So so there's this like street thingy, and I was just going to see somebody else.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, see somebody else. But I ended up getting there too late. So I missed the person I was supposed to see. And I didn't even know Power Rangers was gonna be there. But he was there, the guy who played young Rocky in the Mighty Morphin. Allison,
the guy who's on TikTok and he keeps saying he was
different guy.
Oh, okay.
Not from Three Ninjas, no, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other conversation to have.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, okay. But Allison from
I want to know that conversation,
and that's just a whole different. And then Eric, who was like the guy who was in the original, like he was in the suits, he was in one of the putties, he was like a lot of the villains in like Mighty Morphin. Like he was like really like a part of that process the whole time. And so Jordan was there too. He was the only like Dino Fury Dino person there. But I had already met him because I did Morphicon in last year, and I did a diversity through Ranger history panel. It was like my own creation that I got to do, and I'm glad they let me do it. And it was only supposed to be like 4 people, but like 3 other people decided to join the panel as we were going through it, so that was cool. And I was like, Jordan, what are you doing? I thought you were still in New Zealand. He was like, no, we wrapped. I was like, cool. That's that. That's basically how that came about.
You just know Power Rangers. That's cool.
I know some.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that.
Well, if you ever introduce me to Cassie, you know.
I've only met her once, funny enough. I know more of like
let's make it twice.
The Wild Force Rangers. I know more of the Wild Force Rangers. Yeah. Cameron, who is in Super Mega Force. Karen, who is the original Aisha. Walter, Nakia. Also, I'm gonna be a Ranger stop in Atlanta this year because me and my friends did a fan film version of our Power Ranger film, and we did a live action version, so we're premiering it at the con.
That's cool. When's that?
In June.
Okay. All right.
I will be there. I will be like not watching. I'll be there, but I won't be watching. I hate watching myself. I personally do.
That's fair.
And whatever I act in, I'm just like, I'll be like Johnny Depp. I'm showing up for the premiere and I'm out. Catch me at the after party. You tell me how it was after. I don't need to hear. I don't need to see myself.
Yeah. As we wrap up this episode, I want to know if you guys have any final thoughts about this reunion special, and you know maybe what you hope to see in the future. Justin's making faces.
No, I was waiting for someone else to go because I don't want to be rude. I felt like I talked a lot.
Well, now you're already talking.
Well, I think this is the best scenario possible. I think this is the best scenario possible. I'm so glad that these actors took time out of their busy day to do something like this. I really appreciate it. Especially David and especially Walter Jones, who haven't been back ever. And that was fucking awesome.
And David was a driving force, right? With this, getting this, because he's been pushing for a reunion, right?
I'm not sure. I know I think Walter might have, but like, it was just nice to see him back, and especially Zach.
Yeah.
If anyone can give I guess, like I said before, the Han Solo speech, like, thank God it was Zach.
Yeah.
As far as like, I hope that in the next 10 years, other Ranger teams can get some spotlight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Mighty Morphin's great, but they're not the only team. You know what I mean? They're not the only team. Like, if we can get like an in space, like 20th reunion, that would be amazing, or something like that. Yeah. Just some of the Time Force. Oh, that'd be great.
I mean, they're all operating, right? Like, isn't that what this special showed us? Nobody ever retired, and all these Ranger teams are just constantly just active around the globe.
Well, Time Force is only a little different because it's like set in the year, like they went back to the year 3000. So it's in like, and how Time Force ends, or at least how we meet them in Wild Force, is the sense that Eric and West are the only ones from the OG team still kicking with the Silver Guardians.
So if there was ever a team that could come back and do like almost a redux of a season, maybe with like training and mentoring, in the next few years, it's probably SPD. Because
don't forget though, it's alternate dimensions too, though, because some of these Ranger teams aren't from our Earth; they're from like different timelines. Yeah, like RPM, Dino Charge is now its own universe thing. So SPD technically supposed to be taking place. Was it 2025?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
is the year.
Exactly. So yeah, like I can totally see a scenario if.
So, well, the question was, what SPA? How do we get to SPD from SPA? Is my question.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I can see Adam and Aisha starting SPA, maybe having a young Doggy Kruger, like Doggy Kruger in the Justin position would be really fucking funny.
A little puppy?
I mean, a little puppy that grows 2 feet to be a person. I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, I can see a SPD redux.
It'll be fun when we watch his entire planet get destroyed again.
Oh, that'd be heartbreaking.
That was his backstory. His entire planet and his entire family was killed.
So it's 100% possible. Whether or not we sick, probably not.
And that's something you want to see?
It's probably the most possible. What I want to see, I'm a content Power Rangers fan right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I don't need these old heads to come back every couple of years. You know what I mean? Let the new kids take care of it. You know, maybe a mentor, but that's about it.
I want to see Adam. I just want Adam in something. You know?
Yeah.
And he's still active. He's still acting and doing things.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was Justin. Mo, what do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to see in the future?
This was definitely a Billy Zach project. You can tell they were the driving forces behind it, which I mean, good for them, because they're the Rangers who kind of left on bad terms, I guess, with behind the scenes stuff. One was because of pay reasons, the other one was for really bad harassment. Yeah. So to see them come back and be passionate and be happy, I'm very glad they got this for themselves as well, not just for us as fans, but I'm glad they got this kind of closure. But like, I hope it invigorates older fans to watch some of the newer seasons, but I feel like this is kind of it's nice that this is just the end of their story. I don't want to keep seeing these same Mighty Morphin. Like, I liked seeing that they had lives, that they were doing other things. I don't want to see them coming back at 60 still fighting Rita and Zed.
Right. Yeah.
They need to retire, have a nice normal life.
Yeah. Definitely with you there. Shay, you got any final thoughts?
Overall, I really enjoyed the special. I thought it was a nice, like Mo was saying, to see Zach and Billy come back, because we haven't seen them, and to see their lives and hear about what's happening, like with Rocky being a firefighter, never would have saw that day. That kind of makes sense because of who Rocky was as a character. And what I would like to see in the future, well, Mo said maybe like seeing more mentors, like maybe they came back and really did just hang it up, but like was able to pioneer new Ranger teams, to put that wisdom and actually just say not you can't relax if you're mentoring a new crop of people, but basically understanding that this mantle that you uphold for so many years can be passed on. Yeah. You can, in a sense, take a break, and it is okay to take that break.
Yeah.
What I want to see is a mashup of female Rangers. We've never had it, and I want it. I think that is something that should be a thing.
Yeah, definitely. I hope this opens the door to more.
Would Jen lead it?
I think Jen would be the reason that this brought everybody together, and I can see her being the leader, like being the Tommy in that like sense. and then maybe and having that entering Kim, like I just need Kim entering once in life.
Yeah.
I want a conversation between Kim and Kat.
Yeah, I was like, how long after I dumped him did you start dating him? Was it 1 day or 2?
Because we know it was an instant. Okay,
wrote him a letter. You
look,
him
and Tommy's favorite color is pink. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, he is the Rainbow Ranger, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Tommy could have rocked the pink suit. He took every other color.
He really did. He's like he seriously is the only Ranger who has had that many different colors.
Yeah.
You can make a team of just Tommies.
Yeah.
Red Zeo, red Turbo, green,
white dragon,
and black.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
You would just have 2 Red Rangers.
Yeah, like a Tommy from different time periods. Anyway, we'll never have that, but that's okay. I want to thank you 3 so much for coming on this show and talking to us about Power Rangers and this reunion special and like our love for the material. Before we get going, I want to know where we can find you online. What do you got coming up? Anything that you want to plug? Shay, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you guys can find me at A Spoonful of Shay on Instagram and TikTok. I will be in Atlanta at Ranger Stop and Pop Convention, premiering Ancient Warriors. Yeah, it's Ancient Warriors something. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Ancient Warriors film where I am the Black Ranger, and I'm the Black Ranger. I understand. Don't tell me. Don't come for me in the comment. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wanted to be pink. It just didn't happen. I am the Black Ranger, though, so it's cool. So if you guys are in Atlanta and you're going to Ranger Stop Pop, please check me out there. The whole entire cast is going to be there, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Let us know what happens there because I wanna see that.
I'm gonna be posting about it.
Right.
I can't like to be like actually have a booth like where other Rangers have a booth. It's gonna be like the most weird, amazing experience ever, and I'm super excited for it. Yeah. And hopefully, I'm also going to be doing a diversity Ranger panel for that one too. I'm just waiting to hear back.
All right. I'm happy for you. Justin, what do you got coming up? Where can we find you? Anything you want to plug?
You can find me wherever toys are sold at Twitter, TikTok, and on Instagram at Freddy's Roommates. But me and a couple of my favorite creators are going to be doing a live script reading of The Avengers April 30th. That's this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Tickets are free. You can look at my link trees on all those socials if you would like to get a ticket. It's really fun.
All right. Cool. And Mo, last but not least, where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I am that geek called Mo on Instagram and TikTok. I post whenever I feel like it, sometimes more frequently than others. And for anyone who's on the East Coast, my next convention is Tidewater Comic Con next month.
All right, cool. For anyone out there who is watching, you're watching us on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show. Or if you listen to the podcast, it's wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. You can find us on social media at The Keeg Show, pretty much wherever. TikTok and Instagram are 2 biggest ones. So at The Keeg Show on TikTok and Instagram. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. You can find us there. And patreon.com/The Keeg Show. We got a lot of different shows. This is The Keeg Talks, but we got Comic Talk every Thursday. We're going to have the Secret Invasion after show when that comes out as well. So definitely stay tuned. Instagram and TikTok are the easiest places to keep in touch with us. Other than all that, hopefully everybody out there is following Shay, Justin, and Mo on their social media. But thank you, 3 of you, so much for being on this show. Thank you to everybody out there for watching this show. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been the Keeg Talks, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th reunion special, once and always. Now on Netflix. Go watch. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
T-H-E-K-double-E-G. T-H-E-K-double-E-G. T-H-E-K super